So this John Mitchell story has been floating around for a while. It seems to be gaining kind of credibility. The fact that he's leaving the Bulls, where he's head coach, to go and join England as defence coach. It's been around, like I said, for a few days now. And apparently there's reports out today that England have confirmed his appointment. They just need to discuss compensation with the Bulls board to get him a release from his contract. So he's replacing Paul Gustard, who's gone off to join Harlequins. It's kind of an interesting choice. He's not really had the role of defense coach in his coaching history. He's done a lot of other things. He's been forwards coach, assistant coach, head coach. So it's an interesting one. He definitely wasn't the first choice. All the talk was that England wanted Wales defence coach Shaun Edwards, but he's gone off back to his league kind of world, I guess. He's left Union, so he's gone back to league. So yeah, John Mitchell is the next man off the rank. It is an interesting one because it's after the Bulls had a pretty... I still rated it pretty positively, but a pretty ordinary season in the scheme of things. It looked like it was a long-term project, and it's always been talked about like a long-term project. But at this kind of end-of-season review, apparently with the Bulls board and with John Mitchell, he came out and asked for a big budget for next year. I think it was 90 million rand to sign some big-name players to try and get better results next year, which from all accounts the board kind of balked at. Like, where do you think we're going to get this money from? But interesting that like a day after that news came out, Mitchell was linked with the England job. So it begs the question as to whether Mitchell knew he was in line for this England job and wanted to kind of make his departure from the Bulls even more kind of, I guess an easier call for the Bulls board to accept if he's there demanding this much money. Perhaps, him leaving seems like a better prospect for them. I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence that he asked for all this money and then he gets linked with this other job. So how he works with Eddie Jones is going to be an interesting one. When you look at the Bulls season, their defense was hardly the thing that kind of put them together. Their points conceded and tackle rates and whatnot weren't great. But I guess as head coach he can't take all the blame for that. But still, he is the man at the end of the day. Yeah, how he works with Eddie Jones. He's worked with England before, a long time ago now, more than 10 years ago. But, yeah, definitely not with Eddie Jones. So those guys are both pretty interesting personalities. It'll be interesting to see how they can kind of get on. His contract is only until, apparently, the end of the World Cup, so it's just next year. That seems to be about the lifespan of John Mitchell these days. He kind of wore out his welcome with the All Blacks, with the Western Force, with the Lions, and then now his thing seems to be just kind of jumping ship. He jumped from the American setup to join the Bulls, where they really wanted him, and now he's jumping ship to join England, by all accounts. So that seems to be the next kind of step in his career, that he just moves along before his work is done. I don't know. I'm probably a little bit negative about this because I really felt like maybe I'm a sucker. I kind of bought into his spin when he was appointed as the Bulls coach about his kind of long-term kind of vision for where the club was going to go, and then he's just leaving. It's not quite the same as when Eddie Jones was lined up to join the Stormers and then went off to join England because he hadn't even really started his role. John's done 1 year and then he's off. So if it all happens, it's definitely big news. We'll see how he goes. Like I said, the Bulls not the best defensive team in Super Rugby last year. This year, just gone, last season. But yeah, I guess international, and when he's got solely that role to focus on, could be a different story. You guys let me know what you think about what this means for the Bulls going forward and what it means for England. How do you think he will go with England? You think he'll get on with Eddie? Can he tighten up that defence? I guess if England end up meeting South Africa again, he could have some inside knowledge on what's going on. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.